Stress seems to be part and parcel of modern life, both in the workplace and outside it. But what causes stress? Is it always a bad thing? And how should we respond to it? Mayron Lees of InnerCents deals with these questions on a regular basis. He tells Bob Kersley that the tough times we've been going through have simply added to workplace stress.
We're definitely seeing an increase in stress in the workplace, especially now with redundancies not only creating more work pressure for the remaining employees, but it also creates job insecurity. And this insecurity has a domino effect in that it starts to build a fear culture, which in turn creates more stress, which affects people's attitudes, performance and motivation.
What are the causes? Why do we get stressed?
Well, we often become stressed when the demands and pressures we face are not matched to our knowledge and abilities to cope with them, so our bodies feel this mismatch, and this is what we interpret as feeling stressed. In fact, the causes of stress in the workplace are quite numerous. For example, it could be as a result of excessive working hours or lack of autonomy, poor communication, unreasonable performance targets. Office politics is, of course, a big one, and the bullying and harassment as well.
Is stress always a bad thing, though? Are there any positive sides to it?
It's a great question. There actually are positives to stress, and there's a term for positive stress which is called eustress, spelled EU stress. And this kind of stress is positive because it can become a catalyst to move people to action or to get them out of their comfort zones and do things they wouldn't normally do. So it gives us the competitive edge and keeps us on our toes when we need to perform the best. So when we feel those butterflies in our stomach, it's not always a bad thing.
So is there an optimum level of stress that we should be striving to achieve?
Yes, there is an optimum level of stress, and it resides in the area just outside our comfort zone. And this is the point where we feel motivated to stretch ourselves that little bit extra to achieve our true potential. And we know we've gone beyond that optimum level when we start feeling fatigued or exhaustion.
Are there ways of detecting stress before it starts to become a problem then?
Most definitely. In fact, one of the best ways to detect stress before it arises is to identify where in our body we feel our stress. For example, some people feel it as a tightening in their chest area or having sweaty palms. Others may get a headache or feel tension in their shoulders. So once you know where it is for you in your body, as soon as you start to feel that sensation coming on, you know that stress is about to set in.
So how do we tackle it? What are the key ways of building resilience to stress?
Well, one of the techniques to building resilience that I share in my book is to control our negative thoughts, or what I term thought attacks. And a thought attack is when our mind turns on itself and sabotages the possibility of a positive outcome. Now, we can control these thought attacks by using what I call the red card technique, in a similar way that a referee sends a player off the field for a violation. So we can actually send out these thought attacks from our mind. And the red card has 3 short sentences that can help us build resilience. The first point on the card is, these thoughts are harmful to me. Recognize that your negative thoughts will cause you to feel pessimism, doubt, and uncertainty. The second point on the red card is, I can choose different thoughts. Let's face it, no one's holding a gun to our heads forcing us to think in a certain way, so we can choose how we want to think. And the third and most important point is a question that will help shift our thinking, and that is, how else can I interpret this challenging situation? So look for another point of view to the situation, different to the way that we're looking at it right now, and try to find a benefit or an opportunity that the situation can bring to you. And remember, there's always a gift in every challenging situation if we're prepared to look for it.
So are those daily routines that you'd recommend to people?
Yes, there are a few actions that we can do every day that can help us reduce our stress. For example, even before you get out of bed in the morning, think about what you have to be grateful for. And this is important because it can help us keep things in perspective when those stressful situations arise. Another daily routine is to make a commitment to have fun 3 times a day, and to find those things to laugh about, or call a friend that you know is usually upbeat. Even a walk in the park or feeding the birds at lunchtime is a really healthy activity. Exercise, of course, is a great stress release as well, and of course a healthy body helps to create a healthy mind. Another good routine is to help brighten somebody else's day. Even a small gesture of kindness like smiling at someone can go quite a long way, and we often feel more uplifted when we help others. So try to find an opportunity each day to have fun.
Now, what responsibility do business owners and managers, especially in small business, have towards their employees?
Well, the OH&S laws in Australia require employees to provide a healthy and safe workplace, including an environment where stress is minimised. And this duty of care applies to all full-time, part-time and casual workers. And some of these requirements include continuous monitoring of working conditions and workers' health, eliminating health and safety hazards, provision of appropriate information, training and supervision. And of course, there are also precautionary measures that employers can take to reduce workplace stress. For example, creating clear job descriptions, matching employees' skills to their responsibilities, ensuring open lines of communication and transparency, and putting in place anti-bullying policies and a complaints procedure. So these are the kind of things that employees might want to think of to try and minimise and reduce stress in the workplace.
And what happens if workplace stress goes unchecked? It surely can't be helpful to the business.
Oh, certainly not. In fact, the cost can be quite high, not only in financial terms, but also in areas such as absenteeism, presenteeism, which actually means that the employee is physically present but is unproductive or not fully functioning, staff morale, the quality of work produced, staff turnover, increased incidences of errors or accidents in the workplace, and of course a detrimental reputation to the business, or among the others.
So summing up, what's your advice on reducing stress and creating a more balanced and calmer working environment?
Effective communication is so important. Let employees know what's going on, even if it's bad news. Not sharing information is far worse than communicating tough messages. Encourage work-life balance, for example, and regular breaks. People need time out during the day. It clears their heads and allows them to feel more energized and productive. How about creating a fun environment? People don't thrive in a dull and serious environment, so encourage group activities and outings, and help build a culture of optimism and positivity.
Mayron Lee's InnerCents. Mayron's book, De-Stress, can offer more help in dealing with an all too widespread business problem. In a moment, our quote of the month. Please refer to page 7 of the Extras booklet for more information about our speakers this month. If you're a member, you can listen to BE online each month from your computer, free as part of your membership. And don't forget our new online service in which you can ask questions of our regular experts and you'll be given an audio reply. Now, our quote of the month from Graham A.S. Brown, who said, "You don't have to kick goals to succeed. The points add up." Again, you don't have to kick goals to succeed. The points add up. And that ends this September 2009 edition of Business Essentials. I look forward to making contact with you again next month. I'm Michael Schildberger. Business Essentials is brought to you with the support of Chartered Accountants and Business Advisors, Cummings, Flavel McCormick, and AIM, the Australian Institute of Management. The program is produced by Business Essentials Proprietary Limited.